And Zoe.
That's what I'm talking about. Lock it in. There we go.
Blocking the Kalista. Kalista going to be very good against the Xin Zhao and the Scion.
He will be doing very close to true damage now with soft boots completed. In goes Bono. Oh my god, the three-man taunt from Senin as Soul's able to get lots of sticks in there, but it's not quite enough to lock down any kills. Sun will turn up in time as the claw comes forward. Does have flash available, but holds on to it because he don't need it. Afreeca Freecs their second kill, and it looks alright. But, I mean, of course, if you play around the Zoe correctly, you can Baron control, because Kalista is, of course, on the team as Bono looking to come in, but Keen hiding behind the wall. The kickback does land. That's a phenomenal devour coming in from Key, as Dread does secure the Rift Herald, and they lose the Tahm Kench. There are kills going everywhere. A double for Vladimir. And Keen boots that you can get yourself there. With those runes, it's okay. A lot of damage coming down as Keen. Key going to be the focus. Soul, just delivery of the gargoyle, and that's all too easy. Temp lands a lot of damage, but it's just not enough. And look, if you think about it, that's exactly what we were talking about. In a different game state, Soul was dead right there, and Hanwha can go back in. Oh. Sang-Yoon over to the side as Sun trying to get out, has already flashed. That terrain is something that we see Zoe's do all the time. As Senin, True Shot Barrage is going to come in, actually trying to turn that one around as Tempt gets on in there. The last auto attack is going to be enough to do it. You've got a teleport coming in from Tal on the Scion, very close to getting his ultimate back up again, but Soul is free hitting in the backline. It's the Rend that locks him down. The train just goes straight past, but is able to
for Hanwha Live.
Oh, and Keen,
yeah, he's coming in. Oh, he's gonna be able to get Bono.
He's dead.
Oh. Yeah, he stays within.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to believe in the Xin Zhao's. I'm talking about it again because he was a joy to watch and has been already. So far this game, second turret, going to go more for the Afreeca Freecs. And okay, in he goes. Sun trying to make things happen. Devour comes in. The knockup is good though, as is going to go devoured. Okay, really nice pullback there from Soul with the Fate's Call. And now
Vladimir.
You mentioned, can he kill the Ezreal? The answer is yes, and he'll take us in.
And that's going to be Afreeca potentially, surely now, going to be managing to get themselves the Mountain Drake.
Wow, we went from like the king of ocean drakes in our previous series to about as many.
23 or 24 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just wonder how. What is actually going on? Because in LCK, you definitely can imagine that Lissandra was hoping to do a little bit more with that, but nonetheless, they bring down Key on the Tahm Kench.
Hero Scimitar is surely going to be in there, of course, a favorite one. For Kalista players is out of turret in the mid lane, finally going to go down, and Afreeca, this is taking right now. Claw going to come in as Sun gets his way into the pit. Can we get there? It is going to be stolen! Somehow Dread makes his way into the Baron pit. Sun is most likely going to fall, but it's going to need a flash from Tal to get out of there as Soul able to jump around this fight still, as Tal will be zombie mode in the back end very soon. The Rend does come forward, and Keen finally makes his way towards the fight.
Vladimir!
Did you miss me?
A Baron for free for Hanwha Life. That teleport from Vladimir was too late to get to the Baron, and then Dread with the fantastic steal.
Dread came from so far away. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting Dread to be able to actually get in there and steal it when it was his name that came up.
333 AD. Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Alright. That's to say, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Yeah.
So
she's warming up, but she hasn't actually let it go just yet. I wonder if that's what she's going to be singing.
So far, they are stalling the Baron. I do think that they have one more wave to make use of.
But look, they need 5 people to stop Keen from pushing in a minion wave.
This is going to be the bottom inhibitor turret falling in. Unlike in the SK Telecom series, Afreeca, they're going to get 2 really valuable inhibitors.
Yeah, bot lane inhib. Like you mentioned earlier on, certainly worth a whole lot, especially when you're going to be playing around Baron buffs. Next one's going to be an Elder, but that's going to be in 3 minutes. I mean,
he may as well be a vampire.
He now has the Nos for us.
The smart team composition, you want the Elder, because even if the enemy has Baron...
wait for this. Sun's going to be able to claw his way in. Hero's entrance is going to be available as well. Can we actually start the fight? Hero's entrance, good double knock-up, but not a lot of follow-up. In comes Keen. Does have flash, like we were talking about. Key blast cones his way back into the pit, and this could be just the eradication of Hanwha Live. Sangyun over to the side. He's looking to try and take down Dread, but Dread ain't doing it. It's the flash forward from the Vlad Tal against the World, but the World's gonna beat you this time because the World has that huge Hemomancer on the top side.
He's running away. He wants to be somewhere else right now.
Yeah, he wants to get to the death chamber as quickly as possible. It's like zombie mode. No, I don't want this. I don't want this. Not like this.
Well, that is going to be the Nexus turrets falling.
And what is going to be the analysis from this game as well? Because the Afreeca Freecs, they came out, they had their old roster, they had UCal, they had aiming down towards the bottom side.
A lot of power up in top, and this is really going to be a heavy influence game of junglers, or that's what you would theorize around.
He's on walkabout, and these buffs. Oh,
what?
No. Oh, that's the feel. He's been hanging around the area quite a lot as Keen, going aggressive here on Tal, lands all of his Qs. But you can see the disdain just works so well. Keen has to trade ultimates here, as you generally would, but Bono is predatoring forward. Flash may have to be used here from Keen, but he's not going to be able to. Over this Ocean Drake is going to do a lot of damage to Dread, and Hanwha Live are going to say thanks. They're going to be able to pick this one up themselves. Boomerang, not enough. Does a bit of damage to Bono, but that's about it. Dread waiting behind, and if he does get the stun like Hiss, he's going to just flash forward. And that's a very dead LeBlanc. I would yell at gold lead that we talk about being a little bit different. It's worth more gold than it otherwise is. As here might be the kill down towards the bottom side. Passive needs to be stacked up again. Grey Health goes, that's a kill.
Whoa.
In the 2v2 as Sangyun almost misses the set piece play for an Aatrox lane. There's now Tal trying to get on out. World Ender immediately used for the extra damage. The mini stun from the kick against the wall, and Keen doesn't even die.
Afreeca will be the ones to pick up first turret. I don't know what the first turret stat is here for these two teams.
That's true, but if we were casting our last game, that would have been an instant win. And I think the chain's just going to be relinquished. I feel like now that the Lissandra is off to just wave clear against him, has now got the transition from the Aatrox. Keys moving on down, but this could be a tower just taken. Bottom side of the map will even things out against the run of play and will unlock Soul. I'm not even entirely sure whether he counts as a full champion right now. Could be a 50-50 scenario, but it's the resulting fight that can be the problem. Hanwha have been relatively routed. True Shot Barrage lands the bottom lane. One going to get stunned, but Soul with the on the hunt. Not going to be, as Afreeca Freecs, they jumped onto the dragon. They want to be able to steal it. They get it. Dread safeguards out. Just stealing it on the noses.
He's playing with fire right now.
Yeah, he gets stunned. There's the flash forward, and I think he's just dead. As okay. Oh, there we are. Last tick. That's going to do it. Temp takes a little bit.
It went through my head. It was the gif of like Cell smacking Hercule. That's what.
Well, Sun going to die. Oh my god, he didn't even pop the World Ender. And Keen is just dead. The Urgot is going to tank up so much and then go golden, but the Baron at 23 minutes is hurting. It is going to go over to Hanwha as there's an extra smite for the team, and Civet did a lot of damage. His tethers are really strange in League of Legends.
The level discrepancy, it's 1 in the ADCs, 1 in mid lane, or 2 in mid lane. Probably quite soon, I assume, as Tempt is nearing level 16, and jungle relatively same, but top 1 level difference.
Yep, ultimate is going to land in there, but Soul still able to get a lot of damage across. Tower falls, but Tal will be sacrificing a lot of his health bar. Tempt gets another.
As meanwhile, just north, Sangyun taking down an Ocean Drake. Well, I'm curious, because the Baron power plays, when they tend to happen in Korea, between 25, doesn't look like it. I think he's too far away.
Yeah, that's going to be a very early smite, but not going to be able to get into the pit. A lot of value here with the first few boomerangs, as Soul has to be careful. True Shot Barrage would have meant the end of him, but Tal's going to be able to take down the Braum. Not a lot of peel now available as Aatrox in the backline, but double flashes come on through. Dread secures the kill on the Ezreal, however, and Sun is still alive. Keen, a massive health bar, and the Syndra is in the death chamber. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but Redemption's going to give health back over to the Afreeca Freecs. Keen is going to die, but they want to get rid of some of these Barons. It looks like 3 will still be alive as Dread. He's just backing on a
on a blue trinket. I'm not.
Reckless swing kills.
Just have a,
oh,
but instead,
into the disdain.
yeah, they tried to save everyone, and they all end up going down.
The 500 CS Civ win condition, and these are Baron minions that are getting torn apart by the Sivir, but the tower falls topside. The Urgot is very strong, and Afreeca don't have a lot of ways to clear out these waves.
15
Bono.
seconds.
All right, 10 seconds to go.
They don't have a wave.
And as soon as this 10 seconds is up, Sivir kills a minion wave in one combo. As on the hunt, they're looking for Tal. He's got a GA, but will he actually have his life right now? As they're going to break the base on the bottom side, it's going to be an Urgot in trade for it. But this might just be the end of the game. They do kill Tal. Yes, congratulations, you get that. But trading Tal for a Nexus? That is a bad trade as Soul's going to move on over.
Oh,
Spell Shield now up. Can they get an ace? As Keen's over the side, it needs to be an ace. If they're going to get anything from this, the death timers are very big.
Yeah.
Do it. They need to get in there. Abyssal Voyage is available here from Sennen. If they're caught taking this Infernal Drake, that is a huge deal, and Dread's going to miss the Q.
Do the dragon.
Onto the Dragon.
Do the dragon. What are you doing?
No. Look at this. Hanwha Life,
Oh.
they've already done it. They've moved into this open Nexus. It's Keen. They're trying to get the work done. The Devour has to be used.
Oh, my.
Onto the Olaf, and now Soul going to be able to get into this pit. Bono almost down to his GA's Tempt. Takes down the Brawn, but there's still a lot of life in this Afreeca squad. Tempt is gone. He's dead. Now Bono trying to run away. He's running for the hills as Songyun's at full health. Vision available around here because they were just there. Keen and Soul, they're going to jump on in there. This might actually be it's going to be taken by Bono. The flash has to be used after the Devour to get on out of there as now Sun knocked back in. Soul's going to go down triple for Songyun. See you later, Afreeca Freecs, and we're going to game 3.
That is definitely going to be a game 3. There's no way that Dread and Sinan should be able to defend against this. And the death timers are going to be way too high. Not sure if Urgot has teleport available to him, but...
And this is a 4 Drake Elder as well. This is 3 auto attacks from this Ezreal, and this Nexus is going down. The death timers are too long. It was heroic from Soul, but it is not enough. And the Afreeca Freecs will have to get another win against Hanwha Life. And Hanwha wanting to repeat history and take down Afreeca.
Sort of looks like they're one champion.
Yeah, why does that work so well?
This looks like battle armor. Zaya's a Marine right now from StarCraft.
Blitzcrank was She's available onto the Kha'Zix as the hook is going to land. But is it a bait? There's the flash forward. They want to lock down Soul, but he flashes away from the Lantern. It's a disaster, and speaking of disasters, Sun's going to come on down. They want to be able to grab Soul as he tries to get out. That's a decent hook back as Sennen wants to get rid of Bono. In goes Dread, and they are going to be able to trade 1-for-1. But most of the gold has already come down, and Tempt wants to find more bubble. It lands on to 1, but Dread should be able to leap his way out. Sun is going to keep himself alive. It's another 1-for-1 trade, but now it's all going to hell as Sun gets out. 100 health left. Leap has to be used. And now with priority bottom side, given that early skirmish, in the Blitzcrank ultimate. I love this. It's the only high-value ultimate that he can gather for himself. Sennen takes so much damage, and immediately Soul just gets hooked and destroyed. Flash still available. Bubble going to be avoided. Nicely done as Sennen. He's jumped on. There is a little bit of turret left, but Soul just picks up Sennen, throws him back through. Dread, what is that? I'm not entirely sure, but Bono does take a fair bit of damage eventually. Soul is able to grab that kill as now Keen has picked up a Feather Storm, throws it on forward, but I'm not entirely sure whether that's what he wanted to do. Tal into the back line. Oh my goodness, of course it was going to go the way of Hanwha. It's now underneath the dregs of this turret. It's a sitting duck in Sennen that they pick up. And this game feels about as over as it can be at 14 minutes.
Yeah, this game is over at this point. This is going to be the first turret going into the way of Songyun. I believe he'll get all of the gold himself, 450.
Oh dear, there is a lot more wrong with this game.
I feel like this is going to eventually turn into a meme, sort of like how certain regions have that champion that just always performs poorly.
Like NA Jace, is that what we're talking
about?
Yes, exactly. As Tal is going to get a Hemo Plague off. Look at all that health going back in. Sanguinpool is going to be on cooldown now, though, as he's now trying to trade. Not going to, as that is going to be Kalista grabbing that kill. As the lane transition has happened, the Vladimir took a while to go down, and it means that Hanwha are able to take down the mid-outer turret. But Afreeca Freecs trading even when it comes to the turrets is actually a good news story. At this point in time, as Keen, ducks, absconds, gets out. now he has to
Bottom lane
contend.
goes 0-10. And now you're on Silas and you're like, yeah, it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
It went even in lane. And they just sort of drown out the fact that their bottom lane went 10-0 and Silas didn't actually do anything. But if those type of memories are present, then it could lead you to a false conclusion that this champion is anything more.
Tal looking to try and get in the backline and Key. He's speed boosted, but doesn't have the hook. Sight not quite there, but look at that.
Why would you do work for Hanwha Life? Thank you.
What does Afreeca get if they don't do the Mountain Drake? I guess they get an earlier reset, something like that. They don't get trouble bubbled and destroyed as the flash means that Bono does move back into the team. The Claw going to do a lot of damage there, but Sun can't actually help out. The Q's actually doing a bunch of work. Circle of Frost is hella high value, and now Soul is dancing around. The Ren set's going to come in. The Leap resets, not actually... Okay, Scott gets Keen back in there. There's the Fates call. They're looking for the Blitzcrank, and they'll find him. That is a very dead Key. And that looked like we're going to try and do some damage to some minions with a redemption, but look at this. Turret goes down in the mid lane. Afreeca Freecs. How you feeling about my little cup now, LS? Keen does have a kick, and he can boot Bono back out of this fight as that is Ren securing the Mountain Drake. That is 100. This Silas. Kick is actually now on cooldown as Key does find the hook, but is this actually what he wants? Goes golden, but no one's going to get hit by that trouble bubble. He's burning down and Soul grabs it. Frozen rookie performance from Senin has been fantastic in the early game. Is Keen trying to look forward for this one. Okay, they are going to be able to grab the first one. Bono's going to go down as Sun has to go golden. Golden is Keen as well as Tal. Right very soon, that trouble bubble is not one that you want to be dealing with. That hook was beautiful. The timing, stunning. And Hanwha Life Esports will be gifted an Infernal Drake for their troubles and maybe even more.
On point with his steal.
And look at the Soul vision available around here as Senin. He's going to die as Keen jumps into the Baron pit. Maybe it's all a cunning ruse as he goes golden. Tal, gets a Hemo Plague in the backline, and that is just the Afreeca Freecs members well and truly dead or having to go into stasis. Tal going to do the same thing as it's a double kill for the Xayah, and they just go back to the Baron. Key, Baron may actually just kill him, but nope, Bono gets on over, and they're having lunch, they're having somebody else's lunch, they're having everything on the side of Hanwha Live. Infernal, into Baron, into There's a Vladimir in the mid lane. Afreeca Freecs. He might just win the game, if you're not careful. Now looking to go back home, Dread with the sickest Kha'Zix flank ever. Right now, Inhibitor is now dead. Can we actually get ourselves into a position where we can get this flank as Dread goes invisible? They've got one hook, and it does land onto the Thresh, but we got a full health bar with that redemption. And look at this, Tal just says, leave this one to me, boys. Soul might explode, but does have a Guardian Angel. And remember, if he can keep himself alive, he can do a lot of damage. Keen, Kingslayer in the backline, keeps himself alive for some time. But Dread just got out. He knows what he wants. He wants to survive. And he doesn't think that the rest of his team can do the same. As Tal jumping on forward, it's a tale of two Vladimirs, and Tal showing that he can also perform very well on his. But the Silas picks continue to be confusing here in the LCK. Sanguine Pool over the top. Bono gets himself in there. They do manage to take down the Kha'Zix. The Vladimir gonna die, but that is going to be that. Hanwha Life Esports continue the win streak against the Afreeca Freecs, this time 2-1. And it was an interesting series. Afreeca stayed alive in that game for a lot longer than I guess we were expecting.
Yeah. Normally 4 versus 5s don't tend to go as long as that.
Yeah, and we were being very mean to the Silas that game, but he's once again demonstrating that he just doesn't offer a lot to these team compositions.
Especially not in the spots where he's being picked. If I take another quick look at the draft, in this game here, I mean, he came in at such an awkward timing where...
Sorry, that was the first series. Let's have a look. Okay, over here.
We got a...
Came in at the very end.